On this virtual tour stop, I'm showing another stage in the adaptation of the Shelterwood and burn approach to regenerate oak here in the Piedmont of North Carolina. So with this being a 360 video, please feel free to look up, look down, look around, get a feel for the site. And what you're seeing here is are the results of two treatments that have been implemented on this site. The first one is a basal area reduction harvest. The consulting forester conducted to reduce the stand basal area down from about 150 square feet to 80 to 90. Now that was done from below. So what I mean is that the consultant actually made sure that smaller diameter trees of unwanted species like red maple, sweet gum, ironwood, stuff like that was removed from this stand first. Then they took out selected overstory trees to kind of hit that basal area target. But not too many of those overstory trees, mainly because the goal was to put enough light on the forest floor to start to give oak seedlings. So if you follow my hand down here, like this little guy, give them enough sunlight to start to grow to more competitive size classes like this, or this one back here. So turn that into that. But not put so much sunlight on the forest floor that things like yellow poplar, sweet gum, and red maple would just take over the site. Those species are present in here. There's an abundant yellow poplar seed source. So the consultant has also conducted a prescribed burn to try to balance out that ratio. So this has actually been through one burn because, you know, in theory, some of the other less fire tolerant species like yellow poplar and sweet gum and red maple are perhaps less able to survive those types of fires than oaks with a nice rootstock. That's a messy statement. I would encourage you to look into the literature, and I will post some in the comments section. That doesn't always work. But anyway, the two treatments that we're seeing here is that basal area reduction of putting some light on the floor, but not too much light. And then a prescribed burn to kind of balance out the ratio of the regeneration and try to favor oak. So the next phase in here is when the consultant feels that he has enough of this to regenerate that next stand. He'll take off a little bit more of the overstory. Under some ownerships, they might take off the entire overstory. So it's just kind of a question of whether or not you leave reserves or not. So I just wanted to show this off. This is kind of early in the stage. I think he's going to let it grow for a few more years. But if you look around, there's a lot of oak in here. But I don't want to mislead anybody. There's also a lot of yellow poplar. There's also a lot of red maple and other stuff that's also regenerated. But it's important to keep in mind, the goal is not to only have oak in the understory. That's not really a target that you're going to achieve. The goal is to have enough oak in your understory so that it will be a component in the future stand.